Hello and Merry Christmas everybody. Today it's day 12 and the final day of 12 days of anime, and today, much like yesterday, I'm going to be talking about quite a big topic, except it's not going to be anime of the year. In this case, it's going to be manga of the year. Again, it's going to be very subjective and in my opinion, based on the mangas that I read and exactly what I value in a manga, what kind of storytelling do I like and how my experience with this series actually was. So the series that I'm going to be talking about is Dr. Stone, and now as some people will know, Dr. Stone is a manga which quite recently got an anime announcement, and we have the first visuals out from Jump Festa, which, the anime is coming out summer 2019, so if you're only planning on watching the anime and haven't not read the manga, this video is definitely going to include spoilers. However, if you have read the manga or just don't care about spoilers, well, let's just talk about Dr. Stone and why I think Dr. Stone, out of the manga that I read, it was the best manga this year. The first reason why I think Dr. Stone is definitely worthy of being my manga of the year of 2018 is because of the quality that every chapter had, both visually and just from a writing standpoint. The comedy and the way the story is being told is just so well done, and also it keeps being fully consistent every single chapter, or at least nearly every single chapter, and that goes for the entirety of 2018. Like, there weren't many chapters this year that were subpar, certainly none that were really disappointing at all. Like, I never really read a chapter this year that really made me think, is this series really worthwhile? Like, was this chapter really good or bad? We never really had a chapter like that. Instead, it was more like, well, it wasn't quite as good as some of the other chapters we've had, but this was still really good, and regardless of how good it may have been in my subjective opinion, it was very consistent with the other chapters that we've had, even if it wasn't going in the direction that I may have personally expected or hoped it would. Even My Hero Academia this year, while being a really great manga, it just wasn't as good as Dr. Stone consistently. Like, you had a few great chapters in My Hero Academia this year, in fact more than a few, let's be honest, but like Dr. Stone just plowed right through any other manga, at least that I'm reading, in terms of consistency. And for reference, the mangas that I'm reading, at least from Weekly Shonen Jump, are My Hero Academia, One Piece, Dr. Stone, The Promised Neverland, Kimetsu no Yaiba, and Black Clover. So there you go, those are the mangas that I'm reading from Weekly Shonen Jump, and Dr. Stone was simply the better. Of course, some people are gonna disagree, and that's fine. Like, I know a lot of people will say My Hero Academia was the better, or maybe One Piece, Black Clover, or even Kimetsu no Yaiba, and that's fine. Everyone has their own favorite. I think another reason why Dr. Stone is so successful right now is because it's quite original in what it's trying to really do. Now, it is an adventure manga at the core of it, which isn't really original. I mean, a lot of mangas do the adventure theme. However, Dr. Stone does it in a very unique way in how it's really trying to present its story. In One Piece, you have the crew, sailing the world and fighting their opponents as they go along, trying to find clues to find a One Piece, all these kind of things. In Dr. Stone, it's not really like that. They have a very different approach. They try and rebuild civilization by trying to depetrify a lot of people that have been turned to stone, and they're trying to really regain the modern society, as it were, from before Senku and Taiju were petrified, along with, well, the entirety of the human race. But now you have a lot of other people that didn't live at that time, so it's gonna be a bit different. The whole adventure part is only really starting, and you're really getting just the foretaste of it right now in the manga, where they're actually preparing for the big journey that you're gonna have, trying to find the source of the petrification beam, or whatever it's called, the source of everyone turning to stone. That's what Senku wants to find, and he wants to claim it so that he may do whatever he pleases with it, because that is some science that doesn't really have any familiarity to him. He doesn't really understand that kind of technology. It's way too advanced, because it's likely either not human or it is beyond, what the average person or even the average scientist would know. And Senku, while he was very clever, he was still only a student. He wouldn't know that kind of stuff. So, Dr. Stone really branches out in its own way, and I think at least in Weekly Shonen Jump, Dr. Stone is among the few series that really has its own path and its own sort of genre that is really created for itself, that no other Weekly Shonen Jump manga is trying to follow. And I honestly believe that if they were trying to follow follow it, they would really fail now that Dr. Stone has really set that path for itself, because then it won't really be that original anymore. Anyway, that has been day 12 of 12 Days of Anime, the final day. So I hope you like this 12 Days of Anime event that I've been doing now 2 years in a row. It's been great fun for me, even though I was kind of short on time this year. So yeah, I'd love to know what you think down below in the comments about this video and maybe the whole event, you know, whatever you want to say. And as always, if you did, be sure to Detroit smash that like button if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. This has been Chaotic Plus, and remember everybody, Toga is waifu, Toga is laifu.